So, um, so I decided to do the main event talk back in 2010, and it was something that I never thought of trying. You know, when um, when I first started putting the main event talk together, I wanted to go ahead before the main event talk even took place on YouTube or anything. It was something There was something that I did called the main event Gazette, and it was something like the main event talk, kind of similar to that, but it was a bit of a text messaging board. And what it is I go ahead and I put a text message out for everyone. I think it was around 2009 when I first started doing the main event Gazette, and I would send a message to everybody about things that happen in professional wrestling, things that are going on in UFC or in boxing or anything in that particular nature. And then here comes 2010. I get an iPhone, right? And I had decided to get myself a YouTube account, which I did. I went ahead. 2010 was when I got a MySpace, and then a few months later, I got myself a Facebook, and then a couple of months later, I went ahead and got myself a Twitter, and then 1 year after that, I decided to get my own YouTube account, which I did. I went ahead and posted a couple of videos, and those videos, one was this one that's called "The Periwinkle Massacre: The Hidden Track," and my friends at the time have a band called the Periwinkle Massacre. They put out a CD, and they wanted me to call my friend's phone, and they wanted me to basically pull a little bit of a wrestling rant, put it on his phone, and the phone would actually, or the voicemail, I'm sorry, would actually be revealed in the album at the very very end of the track. So when you hear the CD, you hear all the songs, and then you give it about 10 minutes, and then after that, then I start talking, and it's still out there to this day. And that was one of the videos that I posted out. And then I decided that I was going to go ahead and put together my own little show, a little bit of a wrestling show, which something I've been working on, and something I thought, what, it could be interesting. Me going ahead and saying how I feel about professional wrestling, and get it out there, because I watch a lot of these YouTube shows, and most of these guys that reveal their rants, or they reveal their points as to how they feel about professional wrestling, they weren't being entertaining about it, and I found that very very, like, really. I mean, you're not gonna. I mean, you sound like you're angry, but you're not angry. I mean, you're not letting your emotions out. You're not letting what the audience want. But they get a lot of views, and I can understand why they're getting a lot of views. Some point of views are okay, and others were seem very very questionable. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna go ahead. And I'm gonna post out the very first video. So I did the debut of the main event talk, and I was. It took place somewhere in the back of the garage. I had a friend of mine get my phone, and went ahead and videotaped the whole thing on my iPhone. And it lasted probably about 10 minutes. I couldn't go any longer than that, because any video that I did that lasted more than 10 minutes, it would have to actually be cut in pieces. That's why when you see some of the main event talk episodes on YouTube, they come out part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, and all that other stuff. The first episode um, was about 10 minutes at least, and when it was done, it was done, and it got some good reviews. A lot of people. There were some people that liked it, and some people that didn't like it, and it was a tremendous thing for me. And ever since then, I had started putting out a lot of videos for the main event talk from 2010 all the way down to 2018. And a lot has happened since then. I mean, we're in 2018 right now, and I do still do a lot of main event talks, but I do them live. When I did the live episodes, they took place on Facebook, and then when YouTube decided to do it, okay, I went ahead and decided to do an episode of the main event talk live on YouTube, and it was pretty interesting. And I had a lot of creative ideas about how I want to express myself, and how I want to say it, and how I want to put it out. And it's one of these things that I just don't want to be like any other show. I don't want to be like these guys that want to, come out with a script or come out with a line or come out with something that's ridiculously stupid because they think that, okay, this is what they want to hear. This is what they want to hear. This is what they want to say. No, if this is your show, you put out how you want to put out. I mean, there's no reason to go ahead and just do what they tell you. For what? Just so they can be impressed, and while a small amount of people will think it's okay, everybody else will be like, dude, this guy fucking sucks, man. This dude doesn't know how to be entertaining. This dude doesn't know how to say it right or anything else like that. So that's where I come in. I mean, I decided that, people have an opinion, people have a thought, and I want to give it to them. I want to go ahead and just say, this is exactly what they're saying. And then there'll be my opinions about what I think and everything else like that. So, the Main Event Talk live is much better than doing it taped. Because live, you pretty much say whatever you want. If you curse it out, fine. If you don't curse it out, fine. As long as they're entertained, and as long as you give them a reason to watch you and look at you even more. So the Main Event Talk, still to this day, it still shows up on YouTube. I put it out on my Main Event Talk Facebook page, which has also been something I've been working on for a while. And, I'm still rolling. And with 2019 coming up, I know the question is, to a lot of people, where does the Main Event Talk go from here? How far will it go? And what will happen next? All I know is that 2018 was a good year. It was sort of a half a year because I've been away from the spotlight for a while. But now I'm back. Now I'm getting everything right where I need to be at. And now that 2019 is coming, I think it's time we go ahead and take the gloves off, let everything out, and give my opinions as only I can. Because there's nobody else that can say these opinions. They can go ahead and just write it down on a piece of paper and think that's what they're going to say. No. Say what's in your heart. Say what's in your mind. Anything written down doesn't mean shit. If you write bits and pieces of whatever, that's fine. If you put together a paragraph for yourself, okay, that may work out for you too. But you've got to be that person. You can't be anybody else. Because if you're somebody else, then they'll be like, okay, what the fuck is this? That's the whole point of it. So the Main Event Talk, this is all me. This is all what I do. And I don't want to change it. And if I choose to change it, I'm going to let the audience know. The Main Event Talk's been going on since 2010. And we're in 2018. And about to rapidly approach 2019.